I think we are live.
Yeah, this is live streamed. Yeah.
Okay. So let's begin. To the recapitulation of the last time, we come to the point of creating the best yoga teachers and finding the methodology. So our effort is three layers: creating a trainers, helping them, and also training some of the students to a teacher, and teaching a foundation for everyone.
Yeah.
One categorically comes different. Our work practically is a person who is fully dedicated for self-realization. That person should also be entertained and guided. And if this person wants to integrate, like if you want to integrate teaching and learning together, teaching and growing together, like on the path of self-growth and teaching yoga at the same time together, that could be a very nice special training we can give to meditators who are seeking enlightenment. At the same time, adopting the profession and understanding the pitfalls and how to use the teaching as a platform of self-learning and self-growth.
So yeah. So what did we decide on last time in terms of? So I was using hatha yoga, yoga nidra. Well, we're focusing yoga nidra for a bit as well. Using yoga nidra.
We will plug in
Fucking harder.
whatever the knowledge we already have,
Yeah.
with our resource books, which are already prevalent. People know about it. People are practicing about it, and plug it in with something they are missing, and this is not there. So creating a hub in technologically creating a hub where like Vigyan Bhairav Yoga Nidra, Hatha Yoga Pradipika, or Patanjali Yoga Sutras, Netra Tantra, these books, and written by authentic people who have really done and researched, bringing it all together, creating a kind of a crossroad where people coming from different avenues, and there they can circulate and find their self avenues, their self direction for the self growth. This is our effort. And give a comprehensive outlook of not to condemn each other path, but understand the dynamic interplay and crisscross.
So okay.
And value system in abstract value system is for sure salvation or being one with God or moksha or nirvana. Many things it could be as an abstract value in life. But in function, if we follow the traditional path, first we should know about ourselves, who we are in our psychology and physiology and potentiality of the characters. Then we should apply it to earn resources, money, be independent about it, fulfill our desires, which we call worldly desires, and then comes the final fourth step to moksha or nirvana, the traditional way, the proper way. Exceptional way could be anything. So we will promote the proper way. Our value is highest, Jivan Mukta, even not Nirvana, or it could be Nirvana or Moksha or Jivan Mukta. But we begin with the beginning. We begin with the Dharma, means getting to know our physiological, psychological structure, how it is woven, understand our artificial intelligence, understand between intelligence. Who am I in a functional mode? If I have to function, then I function with my memory. So functioning with the help of memory is a different phenomena, and sitting in highest value seeking moksha and denying the use of memory is a different phenomenon. Like if I want to communicate with you in a soul level, then you sit silent, I sit silent, and we communicate in a different level. We don't, but if I want to communicate you live or living life, then I need to be fully conscious of my memory. I have to function with my memory. Functioning with memory and not functioning not with memory are two different phenomena. So here we are training our mind, consciousness always related to memory. So where
Christian,
I am,
you know, what do you think about people who like form, like people who worship form and no form? Like, do you think that's like objective truth or subjective truth? Like saying there's like transcendental form, like immanent form to like nirvana or Brahman or God. Is it like
well,
what's the point of
in
it?
yogic point of view, we see the avenue, the direction,
Yeah,
and we keep on separating the elements, what is causing what. Like we,
yeah,
so if we observe the earth element, we found that the water is subtler than that, and
yeah,
water is holding the earth. So we go to water, and when we go to water, we say, oh, the air is more subtle and infused in the water and also outside of it. So let's
yeah.
proceed further. We proceeded further, we say, oh, there is ether, akasha is subtler and holding all with this. When we reach to ether, we say, no, we don't stop it. We move forward. We move. So we keep on moving forward, and analyzing it is the yogic way.
Okay.
Like in Buddhist way. No, there is a chariot, and he says separate the horse, separate the wheels, separate the reins, separate everything. Where is the chariot? Analyzing way. So you find, oh, there is nothing. This is a congregation of it. But this way of analyzing phenomena is you don't need the chariot. One thing is sure, if you are analyzing in this way, you don't want to use the chariot. You are reorganizing it. So you are not interested in using your memory. You don't want to go in the past. And you are separating and find, oh, there is nothing. There is no soul. Because it's all separate. And you don't even talk about soul. And you say it's a nirvana, there is nothing there. On the contrary, another path which we are joining is say, okay, let's start joining together. Is the wheels where the two wheels came, and if it is a proper unit, it starts to make sense to the mind in functional way. How it will function, who will operate, how it will be operated. We are bringing the functional mind into that. Then we need the not only knowledge of separation, but also synthesis to live. Then we keep on joining together and finally say, oh, now it's a chariot. Useful.
So wait, are you talking about ego here, or is it just intelligence?
Anyone. Ego is the
Yeah,
same. If you
yeah.
take the ego and take all characters separate, you will find nothing. And you keep on putting characters and you find, oh, a completely new person is arising to live life. So in order to function, you need to have the knowledge of synthesis, come in movement. If you don't want to come in movement, in non-movement, you need analytical power to decompose. So, and we are joining both together. Many people on the path, they have already been, like all the sannyasis, traditional sannyasis, they are all on analytical path. decided no use of memory. They don't want completely new identity they are having. And they are more prone to find the truth in abstract way, formless, in
Mm.
non-movement.
Yes.
God, they
Yeah.
have no form, no?
Yes.
They have only
Yes. Yeah.
Om, Om, that, him,
Yeah.
different names you are choosing, this way
Mm.
or that way, not to give it a noun
And okay. And
that it will become a form.
why does the other path lead to realizing it with form? Because it's in movement. Is that why? You're observing, like you're observing the immanent in the movement. Whereas instead of trying to break the gross into subtle, you're accepting everything as the immanent, the transcendent. Is that why? I'm not too sure.
Is the search, search. You know, some people searching, their idea is what was the genesis, what was the beginning. In the beginning of nothing was there, then how the universe, how creation begin.
Mm.
These abstract thinkers, no,
Mm.
how creation begins, the abstract thinkers. So they are analyzing it, witnessing it, observing it, and finally coming to represent. If you want to represent anything to the world, you can only represent a point of view, not the truth. No one, no one is capable of expressing the truth, but only a point of view. Whenever you express, so this is the problem of expression. You can only produce a point of view. So even Buddha come to realization, but when he come to represent, he could represent through a point of view, a systematic order, and keeping the point of view since beginning till end of his life, and still keeping it.
So you think, Krishnaji, are you saying no one can know the truth? Is that what you're saying?
No, people can know the truth, but when you come to expression of it, you can only express a point of view about it.
Yes.
So anything written, anything given is just a point of view of that writer. He is representing a point of view in such a way that you can know the whole truth. Expression or culture specific instructions which are given by enlightened people. They are culture specific, like clothing, food, sex. So any law or commands or suggestions or guidance given about our taming the instinct, like hunger, thirst, sex, clothing, shelter, self-preservation. So these 5, 6 things which are matter for a person to be healthy, intact, to move, they are culture specific. Yes, they are specific to your sadhana or kriya, food or sex or drink or thirst. They are moderated, but they are culture specific, no? If you are born in a snow mountain where there is no vegetation, and if
Well,
you go
in the
for the
desert.
salvation, you can't suggest a vegetarian food there.
No.
I'm taking bath 3 times a day, not possible, not practical. So this code of conducts in yoga, if you're following yoga or tantra, they are culture specific, time specific, people specific.
Do you,
So
do you think that's why in Abrahamic religion, because it developed in desert, that they have God with no features? They don't depict God. They have no
form,
they try form, yeah, no, try
no
God without
form.
form. But attributes, but no form. Do you think it's because the culture, the landscape there is all desert? It's no like green, no diversity. So that's the form of expression that they became conditioned to, in a way. Whereas in
Yeah, so
even
clothing
Bengal,
conditions, eating food conditions,
yeah.
same sex moderations. If you are all the time fighting, then children and women will become widow, and
Yeah.
children will become orphan. So to
Yeah.
maintain the society, the responsibility ratio changing.
Yeah.
Women are increasing, men are decreasing, and
Yeah.
particularly, and the responsibility growing. So each man has to grow the responsibility to take care of more women and more children.
Yeah, it's true.
Every person should be capable of taking care of more women and more children. Otherwise, you will need a lot of orphanages and a lot of prostitute houses.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
To save the society to the burden of carrying orphanages and prostitute houses, it's better
Yeah,
every man becomes capable of taking care of more
yeah,
children and
that's very
more
true. That's true.
more women.
I never thought of that. That's very true. That's very true.
But if somewhere in Rajasthan, in some area where people don't like and proportion is completely different, women are becoming 50% and men are 100. So if the ratio is half, then each woman has to marry two men mandatory.
Yeah, that
It will
happened
be
in Tibet.
mandatory to
Ti-
maintain the
Ti-
society.
yeah, in Tibet they
Reli-
do that. Tibet.
Religion is a different phenomenon, but state and boundary to live in a environment and protect the boundary, you need a different law
Yeah, that's true.
to
That's very
to
true.
survive and maintain the social status. So it's all culture specific. The code of conduct, even in yoga or tantra, the moment you will change time, place, and society, so event will change and the code of conduct will change according to that.
So,
All Buddhists are fully, their religion is, Buddhist religion is non-violence. But if you are living in Tibet, what you will eat except animals?
yeah, yak. They yak up there, I think. Yak.
But
Yeah.
their food, their
Cheese,
milk,
cheese. Milk
yeah,
cheese. Yeah.
whatever is available there,
Yeah.
no, whatever is available according to that, you eat and then try to maintain your sadhana according to this.
Interesting. Oh, Krishnaji is a bit unrelated. What do you think? Do you know Sadhguru?
Yeah,
Sadhguru.
yeah.
So he's teaching. They apparently teach Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya there. I'm not sure what that means. I think that's similar to Dharana 8 that I'm doing when I read about it in Vijnana Bhairav Tantra, but they teach asanas, then some kriyas, some like breathing techniques. They call that kriya, and then they teach the Brahmadya Drishti.
Hmm.
Yeah, Brahmadya
Yeah,
Drishti.
it's
So it's
in the
Mudra.
Vijnana
Yeah,
Tantra in Shambhavi Mudra, you
yeah,
can find the technique. Be aware of the space between two eyebrows and see the
yeah.
inner being in detail.
Right. Okay.
Direct
So in
third
form.
eye techniques, there are three or four,
Yeah,
no? One
yeah,
with sound, one without sound. So you can easily see these techniques are being used.
yeah. Interesting. Oh, yeah, I was planning on taking
To complete the
yeah,
technique, you should be, one technique doesn't work because if you only promote one kriya, you get a particular kind of people only coming to you.
right.
It's not a complete way, no? So,
Yes.
like if you are giving a technique of Shambhavi Mudra only, or teaching only Shambhavi Mudra,
Mm.
then the people, visuals people, visionary people, television people, creative, cinema artists, this fashion show, this kind of people will be attracted to you.
True. Okay, because they were visual. Right. No, but
Yeah,
in the technique they're describing, there's no visualization there. He's just focus and awareness, open
yeah, focus,
monitoring.
no
Yeah.
visualization.
Yeah.
See,
Oh,
36,
yeah. But it's
I
very similar
think.
to Dharana 8. When I read Dharana 8, it's very similar. But they obviously
Though
it's
Dharana 8 is different. Dharana 8 is if you are interested to control your dream and if you are interested in desirable death.
it's true, but it still helps you have higher realization. Correct?
Yeah, half,
Yeah.
half you will practice.
Yeah.
Half you will keep on practicing, practicing, practicing. The day you will be really able to hold It may take 12 years. To me, it took maybe, I don't, many years, more than 12 years or something.
Okay, so
So,
how are these two, day one and my one different? Because it sounds very similar, like the when I read the instructions, because I'm focusing on like the space, like the air coming in and out and everything, and they're just doing open monitoring. Obviously, it sounds like their one's a more like basic version of the one I'm doing, but it sounds similar. I'm surprised he's just teaching it like in public. Is that
see, anybody teaching, they cannot go beyond Vigyan Dharmatantra. I
yeah?
have been many traditions, even here, they have millions of disciples, maybe in billion, maybe more millions of disciples.
Hmm,
But they are teaching four kriyas, and these four kriyas are all coming from Vigyan Tantra,
hmm,
uh, and one on visual, one on kinesthetic, and one on auditory, and one on breath, including breath together. So these four kriya, they teach 15, 15, 15, 15 minutes. So every disciple has to practice every day 1 hour. So each one is practicing all four techniques every day. In that
what?
way, it is thrown to the public. No, all four techniques,
Okay.
CD done, the preparation how to do everything is taught and
Hmm,
given to everyone. So in either of one will fall. Somebody will fall for breath, somebody will audio, some visual, some kinesthetic. And whosoever falls, they start to practice that more, no others. So this way they have created millions of disciples because their technique is suitable to anyone.
right.
While the if you see Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, so they created a gentry with
Hmm,
same Kriya Yoga,
hmm,
no, a set of techniques of breath and sound and asanas all together. We
hmm,
call it a Kriya Yoga technique. That Kriya Yoga technique brings also a certain, like a foundational way of creating a foundation for universal foundation, and everybody can practice. Once people coming to them, they will might be guiding further, like Osho did. He created his one breath technique, dynamic meditation, as a general platform applied to everyone,
hmm,
and everyone was practicing. So this all becomes a kriya if you involve some certain kinds of techniques, which you will be keep on repeating every day. The same technique is not changing, and you are
yeah.
going deeper into the same technique. The same, like if you have a set of 12 asanas, so you are not changing the asana, but you keep on going deeper and deeper. Then this 12 asana sequence itself will become a kriya,
Hmm,
because if you bound the
yeah.
behavior is the same, then consciousness has to come to explore.
Uh, why is that? Because there's why if you're doing
No,
something
if you are
over and over
reaching
again,
towards,
yeah,
if you keep on changing your technique every day to entertain, you
yeah,
will be only be to the area of mind and learning how to do it, how to do it, how to do it,
yeah,
how to do it.
right.
So
So
mind will be always involved to how,
hmm.
and your awareness will not go beyond
so
mind.
the more surface levels of your consciousness are engaged, so you cannot reach the more subtle aspects of it.
Yeah, yeah,
Once,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. You cannot explore the more subtle aspects of it.
yeah,
So
mm,
if you want to explore and move towards consciousness, then you keep your routine same.
yes,
You
okay, that
don't
makes
change your
yeah,
routine work.
yeah,
Every day, same grass cutting. Every day, same chai. Every day, same 12 asanas. Every day, same kriyas. So the
mm,
behavior remains same. Now consciousness is needed to explore.
mm,
So every day, same sunrise,
mm,
same spot, same chair, same chai, same table, and same sunrise.
mm,
But now you need consciousness to be present to realize the difference arising between everyday sunrise, or the
mm,
difference arising between every moment in sunrise. So
mm,
then you will not say it's the same sunrise. Same way you are practicing a Hatha Yoga 12 classical asana sequence, practicing every day, same sequence, not changing it. You
mm,
need either you will drop it because you are not using consciousness. If you will continue, you need your consciousness to notice the very subtle changes and go deeper. How this physical movement connecting to your soul. First is connected to your mind. How to do it, breathe like this, the hand like this. You start training. Your RNA changed, your messenger system changing, how the nervous system should interact with parasympathetic nervous system. You are synchronizing, controlling the breath, movement. So all coming in a harmony, but consciously you are trying.
Right. So
After
yeah.
this, how you have fully learned it, now to go more deeper, it's real connection with energy, with intelligence, with ego. No? After some time, you no need to learn how to do it. Now you are interested, go deeper. You are digging the layers of ego, the controller of the mind. Now you say, who is doing it? So one day you saw a very good Aslan person, very enlightened personality is doing yoga. Next day, you know, is a very tired, lazy man is doing yoga. So now your consciousness awareness is started noticing the shift of changes in ego formation and ego structure. You are no more interested in body and physiology. After that, your intelligence level, you start to practice the same phenomena. And one day, on consciousness and body becomes one. Individual consciousness. If you are following always the guru, somebody else, I am a channel, you can channel universal consciousness descending in the body and giving you the truth. You started with a point of view, a certain set of techniques, but you are ending up in a universal knowledge of how consciousness is coming in contact with the body. And you will have your own learning. You will become your own brand. Asnan Yoga.
No, I don't want to be no brand. I don't want to be brand. Uh,
Yeah, every day a brand coming, a yoga coming in the market, a yogi becoming enlightened. So that's how I say, like, but universally we see that anybody reaching to this point, they become a brand.
sure.
Anyone who has explored, started his journey with a point of view, a book, a guru, a technique, and sincerely practicing it every day, then reaching to the consciousness. So religious rituals you will find which are holding the religion, they are same. Same rituals continuing, behavior mode is not changing. Now person has to be conscious to explore it. Otherwise will become very boring phenomena.
Okay, so that's why that's the purpose of religious rituals. So same thing. It's like a kriya. It's like you do it over and over and over again, and then it
I tell you the growth. Yeah,
builds the
like you
consciousness. So,
need a kriya. You trained your first mind, body to do Brastika maybe 20 minutes to have the capacity. After that, when you attain this body physical capacity, that's where the deviation, the misunderstanding. People now think that now 20 minutes of Brastika, this much silence. So I can hold the mind for 10 minutes or 22 minutes. After 20 minutes of Brastika, in no mind is space. So I can see what is beyond mind. Now you become, say, oh, now I will do 40 minutes of Rastika. 60, how much? This is not to go like this. You keep the Kriya to that, your body create the capacity. Now you can do it very easily. So now your interest will be who is doing this and why he is doing, what he wants after all this practice. What you want? Siddhi, power, you are afraid of death, you want to control God, you want to have power, then you enter into ego structure. It's not what you are doing important. It's important who is doing, what is the motivation, what is the attitude, and you start to go towards intelligence.
Okay, Krishnaji, so repeated action causes higher consciousness to descend into the mind because the mind is not engaged. But what makes these actions, what makes Kriyas special that they help this process? So why can't you just clean your room over and over
I
again?
told
And
you,
your
people who
consciousness
can, who whose intelligence is not awakened, so they cannot determine their ego who they are. It's always shaky. If intelligence is not awakened, then you can't determine your ego who I am really. So you are all the time in a bingo who I am. So you are determining through your mind what I can do, what I cannot do. Can I run 2 kilometers? Can I run three? Can I take this? But can't can I do this, that? What is my capabilities? You keep on exploring. According to that, your ego is going up, down, up, down. The scaling and energy system going up and down. So this because intelligence is not awakened. So in that, to stop this process, which is torturing, holding the ego 24 hours, mind is becoming tired.
yes.
No, a burden, already somebody sitting on your head, you feel
That's
like
what
the mind.
people drink alcohol. So it's the same reason.
Yeah, whatever you do, drink alcohol, go and run, exhaust yourself,
Yeah.
go for kickboxing, some way to forget about it.
Mm.
Because you need to hold it. The moment you're not holding it, it starts to collapse.
Mm.
Immediately it starts to collapse. So the fear. So everyone is running and all the time constantly worried and keep on checking its capability, morning, evening, in any direction, what I can do, what I cannot do, to hold the ego structure through the mind. And here comes the remedy from yoga point of view, that if you want to deal with issue and not to live in such an stress and anxiety, controlling, you can't control. So you learn a technique of energy system, Shakti Prakriya. So you can't control the ego, you are not awakened, neither you have holding the mind. So when you do this kriya can give you the absence of mind for a while, and your intelligence can sparkle for 1 second or 2 seconds, and you can determine your ego for a while more permanently. So now slowly you start to develop a character. I am a seeker, I am a monk, I am a servant of God. So you develop a relationship as an individual to God, formless or formful, doesn't matter. You hold a symbol, you hold a form, but you are developing a relationship, you in relation to universal consciousness as an abstract form or a universal figure, a symbol which is representing that. And you keep on practicing a relationship. So you develop a new ego, who I am in relation to God. That's the formation of a ego crystallization. So anything you will do necessarily will build ego. Doesn't matter is spiritual or material.
Is that the idea of bhakti? Like, do you have to like
Yeah,
develop?
even you do bhakti, jnana, karma, doesn't matter. You will create a ego,
Like,
who I
doesn't
am
Jnana?
in
True.
relation to God. I am a servant, I am a monk, I am a nun, I am his son, I am
I
his
am.
daughter,
I am God. That's
I
what.
am God, I am
Yeah.
his brother,
You're the
equal to
sister. I
God,
am
his
God.
brother, sister.
Yeah. Yeah.
Many ways, mother, father.
Hmm.
In India has experiment in all the relationship open to
Yeah.
as an individual to become a mystic. You are not analytically acceptable universally, whatever you will tell in mysticism. You must be analytical. Otherwise, India doesn't accept. It's a agam. No, like I saw whatever vision in my own relation to God, and I am propagating though the me and God are like equal brothers, no, equal brothers, or God is my father, I am the son. This is agam. This is cannot be universally accepted. Universally can be accepted formless only. When you bring the form and bring a personal relationship in mysticism, your personal experience is personal experience, depending on who is trusting and believing in you, will follow you. But analytical truth is yoga is not like that. Vigyan Tantra is not like that. It's a universal way going. You don't need to believe in anything and form anything. If you are doing so, you are knowing why you are doing it. If you are holding a symbol, you know this is my capability. I cannot move without it. I need a symbol to connect with this abstract truth, consciousness. Without it, I cannot concentrate. I cannot sit in my void, Mahamudra directly. I cannot practice Sambhava directly. So these practices came to create a relationship with you and God. We call it yoking or yoga or tantra, relation, the thread which is relating in any way you see it. So that's how the practices came. People to support who are in Bakri and who are in Madhyama.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
And technologically, 112 here, and you say, I can create everyday one, other variations of it. So the techniques could be as many people, as many techniques, if you are following the imminent path. If you are following one abstract path, then techniques can be less and less. No, like a ready-made clothes, no, like a cloth which anybody can wrap around, and a cloth which is properly stitched with your size and according to the fashion. Because you need to go and live in the market. And person who doesn't want to go and live in the market, he can live naked or even wear one cloth or no clothes, it doesn't matter. Not socializing.
But Krishnaji, for say Kashmir Shaivism, is one of the fundamental beliefs there is that supreme or divine God has desire,
Yeah.
Isn't there a personal belief? Isn't there personality? Isn't there form?
No, it's showing the sequence of creation.
Yes. Okay.
Sequence of creation is first is the bliss. So if you try to find out what is the cause of creation, then say nothing, just Ananda and too much intensified Ananda. That's the only way to express it. So this desire is not. Desire is the exuberance of that ecstasy. Further, any creation is coming out as an oozing out ecstasy, which is not making in any way the ecstasy of the experiencer, making it less if some bubbling out and going to create another in a
Yeah.
desire.
But isn't desire also the feeling of not being complete? You feel like you're not complete. That is what you have
We
desire.
don't see like this. We show it as a dancer. Shiva as a dancer. He's fully complete in his dancing. And he can keep on forming new forms and creating new gestures and postures and mudras in his dance and different varieties of dance. He can keep on creating constantly. And there is no
Okay.
end of it.
But at a certain point of that process, when their consciousness contracts, then
And then you are seeing the creation as a separate from the creator.
yeah,
But it
I'm
is
seeing that.
not like that. Now, suppose this is the whole cosmos. of creation. So any creation will happen, this whole shape will deform. Space will start to deform, and all the creation, suppose this becomes the point of Genesis. Now it has capacity to infinitely expand in time and space. So any creation will happen in the part of it, like one millimeter of the space will start to expand and be in harmony with the whole and change the whole shape of it. Shape will not remain the same. So any changes will happen within the same noun. And all other noun and adjectives and adverbs will take place, space and time will deform. And finally, it will come back to the same shape it was. So the
Okay.
creation is not outside of the creator.
Okay.
It's
I
happening
don't
within
fully
the
get
body
it.
of a creator.
I conceptually understand, but at the same time, at one point, their creator will feel like it's incomplete in a way. That feeling does come.
Look, see, what we are doing now, we are creating a point of view through
Yeah.
which we can sense the whole truth. So whenever we speak, it's always a point of view, remember, no? So in order to begin the proper talking into the area of inquiry, God and the Genesis and the creation of the universe, whatever mind is capable coming to the end, an observer, a time and a space, you need to take it for granted to begin. Otherwise, we can't begin to talk. An observer in a time space is the necessarily a priori to begin to even think about God or the creation. An observer in a time space. Now, this observer, you can say God.
Yeah.
In time space begins the creation. But this observer is present in all the time, in all the space at the same time, and also out of it. That's the a priori to begin with. Otherwise, we can't even talk further.
And
Wherever we come to the end, no? Wherever we come to the end, we come to the end, an observer in the time space. We assume now, this is not the truth. We assume this is the beginning of our inquiry of the universe. A point of view. This Hinduism begins with this, a point of view to begin to talk. This is not the truth I am proposing. Sanatana Dharma is saying it is not the truth we are proposing, but it is the final rationality to, in order to begin to talk about a point of view which will take us to the truth, let's begin an observer in the time space. This observer, yes, you can say there are many layers of observers in different kinds of reality and manifestation. That's a different way of dividing the lokas, the state of realities, the class of experiences. So many ways you can divide it in order to talk and create a society which can commonly talk about, not fight. Just because I say it Allah, you say it Ram, I say it Bhagwan, and fighting is the same noun. No, because in Spanish you call something else, and in Hindi I'm saying something else. It doesn't, and pointing to the same noun and fighting about it. My name is true, your name is not true. So to begin with, let's settle this fight forever in all the religion, in all the culture. Let's begin. Unless you will see something, or can you see something? And whatever you are seeing is true or not. And how to see the truth. If it is willed, then how to unveil? Let's begin with a point to talk. There must be an observer and observing in a time space. So observer and God can be present. So God is the observer, which is observing a phenomena in all the time, in all the space, in all the forms. Is the assumption, the a priori, not assumption, a priori. If you remove the God, remove it, who cares? Begin with the self, observer in a time space. That's the Sanatana Dharma, eternally represent a point of view to the world. Let's begin from here. That there is a point which is genesis of everything. It must be already in some time space, in some dimension, and there is an observer who is witnessing it. You will do self-inquiry same way. You need a canvas to see. And any canvas you will make to see the truth will be a dimension of time and space and a dimension and the state of being of an observer. So Kashmir Shaivism divides the 7 observers layer by layer, 7 observers, and things happening in 5 colors, in 12 dimensions of time. Now you see how complex it will become. An observer witnessing same phenomena, me and you talking. 7 observers are observing it right now. And they are all observing different phenomena. Somebody observing intelligence, somebody observing our mind, somebody our body, somebody our consciousness. So 7 observers, any act we do, anybody acting, there are always 7 observers observing it, and the records are being made in different dimensions of time, space, in different locus. That proposes a parallel, not multi-parallel existence of a soul in existing parallelly in different dimensions of space and time, and observed by 7 observers. If we go so deeper to analyze, and this is tantric way of representation and traditional Hinduism way, Sanatan way of representation, you can simply begin with one observer, one canvas. You can choose the time are interrelated, and same phenomena will happening in all 12 dimensions, and the time will be strength. So one phenomena happening here in this dimension will materialize 1 billion years later on 12th dimension. It will take that stretch of time. And one observer is observing at the genesis, it observed already what will happen after 1 billion years. And this observer is finished. Then coming to next observer is observing the next phase of time. In this way, observers keeps on changing. And that's why we say the levels of being. Same sunrise, 7 observers will go through 7 experiences. It depends on each individual to know. This is a chart given by Kashmir Shaivism to pinpoint where are you on the path of your consciousness. In which dimension, in which time zone, in which loka you are living.
Okay, I understand. Do you believe, like, part of me wants to say, why is there not infinite ways? Why is there only 12 ways? One is infinity
This
of
is
observing.
division, intelligence,
Yeah.
even 12,
Which is symbolism.
it is my
Symbolism.
brain, even to think. When I start to think 12 dimensions and its permutations to 5
Yeah.
lokas, then 7 observers, permutation and combination,